and this is a tutorial on how to do this top that I'm wearing right now. So this is really easy and I would say beginner friendly, but I will not go in depth on how to do the stitches. Instead, I will just teach you how I made this top. If you already know the basics, then you're good to go. So the materials that I'm using is pure cotton yarn. I don't exactly know what this brand is. In the online store, it says pure cotton yarn. This is the one that I used for this one as well. It is in the color lilac. And I'm also going to be using 3.5mm hook. Let's begin. So the first thing that you're gonna do is take the measurement of how long you want your top to be. So you're gonna be measuring from this part of your shoulder until how long you want your top will be. But for this top, I did 95 chains, like around above my belly button. I would like to add that we're gonna be doing 2 panels, one for the front and one for the back. So you have to remember the number of your chains that you're going to be crocheting for the first panel. So for my top, I am making 95 chains. So you're just gonna do a slip knot. So once you're done crocheting your chains, you're gonna be adding 2 more chains. So 1, 2, this will be your standing chain, and then you're just gonna insert a half double crochet into the 3rd chain, meaning that you're gonna skip the 2 chains that you just made. So 1, 2, 3 onto the 3rd chain. Do a half double crochet. You yarn over, then you insert your hook, yarn over, pull through the chain. You have 3 loops, and you're gonna yarn over and pull through 3 loops. So you're gonna be doing that until the end of the chain. And now that you're done with the first row, you're just gonna chain 2. That's your standing chain. Then you're gonna flip your work. The next stitch is you're going to be making a half double crochet at the back loop only. This will create the ribbing effect. So yarn over. So as you can see, there's like the whole chain here where usually you put your whole hook through. So we're gonna do it at the back loop only. And then you're gonna yarn over, pull through the loop, then pull through 3 loops. And then you're gonna do that once again. Yarn over, back loop only, pull yarn, and then yarn over and pull through 3 loops. I'm gonna show you a few more times. Yarn over at the back loop only, yarn over, pull through the loop, yarn over, pull through 3 loops. So that's basically the stitch that you're going to be making for the rest of the top until it reaches the width of your shoulders. But I'll meet you at the end of this row and I'll show you how to do another turning chain. So I'm almost at the end of this row. I'm gonna add a few more half double crochets. This is the last stitch, and you're gonna insert it at the back loop here. And that's your second row done. To continue another row, you're just gonna do 2 chains again, and then flip your work, and then half double crochet at the back loop again, like so. So you're just gonna continue that. And then I'm gonna show you what it looks like once it's been worked up for a few more rows. That's how it's looking like so far. As you can see, doing the back loop, it's giving this ribbed design, this ribbed texture. So you're just gonna keep continuing it until the width of your shoulders. Just to show you how wide it should be this wide, around like at the end of your shoulders. For the exact number of rows, this is 45 rows. But if you want it smaller or wider, then just add a few more rows or less rows. So once you reach your desired width, so this is mine in this color, it's better to leave a long tail. So we're gonna be using this to slip stitch them together later. And then you're gonna be making another one of these, the same exact one. So in total, you're gonna be having 2 panels. So once you have your 2 panels, remember that you have left long tail in the end. We're gonna be using that to slip stitch the shoulder part. So this is the end of the other top. You're just gonna insert your hook back in. This is the end of its tail. We're gonna flip it. We're gonna slip stitch to the other side. Chain 1.
There's really not a clear stitch to identify where you're gonna insert your hook at the top of the panel. So what I did was I counted 1 slip stitch per row and aligned it with the other panel as well. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say, and don't worry too much about how it looks right now, because at this side, this is where you're gonna do all the slip stitching, and once we're done, we're gonna flip it inside out. And for this top, I did 8 slip stitches, so that's like 8 rows wide. I also didn't cut much footage on when I was doing this, so you can watch how I did it. Once you're done, you're gonna do a chain 1 and pull the yarn through the chain and pull to secure. And after that, you're just gonna flip your work and do it on the other side as well. I'm also gonna show you how I did this on the other side. So just insert 8 slip stitches or however many slip stitches you did on the first side.
Once you're done, you're gonna chain 1, then go through, then pull to tighten it. This is how wide the neck hole is. And then we're gonna be slip stitching the ends together. So the next step that we're gonna do is marking how big you want your armhole will be. I'm using a stitch marker here to mark how wide the armhole will be. I've also done this on the other side. After that, we're going to start slip stitching from the bottom until the stitch markers on both sides. Grab your extra yarn, preferably the same one that you'll be using. I'm gonna do a slip knot and insert the hook. And starting from the bottom, I'm gonna be doing some slip stitches.
At this side of the panel, it is much easier to identify the stitches, so it will be easier for you to insert your slip stitches and align it with the 2 panels.
And remember not to make your tension too tight, so there will be still some stretch to it. Now the last slip stitches until the stitch marker. Sorry about that. And then once you've reached that, just gonna chain 1 and cut and pull to tighten. And then you're just gonna do this exact thing on the other side. So once you're done slip stitching the 2 panels together, you can weave in the ends. So I'm gonna show you how I weave in my ends. I know that there are other ways to do this, but this is how I do it. And you just insert the ends, and then you just kind of go through random stitches. This is not the very effective and efficient way to do this, but this is how I do it.
And additionally, this top is only for me, so I think it's just gonna be fine. And after you're done weaving in the ends into the stitches, you're just gonna cut off the excess yarn.
So I didn't weave in all of the ends yet, but I wanted to show you how it looks like. So once you've slip stitched everything, oh wait, I'm gonna remove the stitch markers. You're gonna flip this inside out, and then there you have it. If you notice that there's like a color difference between this and this, it's because this is like an old lilac yarn and this is the new lilac yarn that I've ordered, and there's like a difference, but I don't really mind. I'm gonna try this on. So for this top, I chained like 70 instead of 95. So this is definitely much more shorter, very cropped compared to the white one, which is this. So if you want like a longer top, definitely chain a lot longer than 70, and or depending on the yarn that you're using. This is how it looks like when it's longer, and this is how it looks like when it's shorter. And despite it being shorter, I think it looks cute. You see how earlier, how it just looks like 2 squares on top of each other, but then when you wear it, it kind of gives the shape. So yeah, this is the final project. Just ignore the ends that aren't weaved in yet, but overall it looks really cute. I didn't think I would like it this much. Alright, if you have any questions or any criticisms in this video, this is my very first tutorial that I've ever done, so if you have any comments or suggestions, I'm open to it. And if you are able to do this top, maybe if you're gonna post it, you can tag me. I would really appreciate that. I would love to see your works. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching.